Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on the Nasdaq. I'm going to go over a few different time periods and kind of talk about what happened at this week at the end of today, and then what we can kind of look for next week. Had a very nice end of day today, and that really kind of set the stage very nicely for this upcoming week. I'll explain what I mean by that as we go on into the video. But I first wanted to just start off with a 5-minute chart. For you people new to charts, all that means is each one of these bars represents 5 minutes worth of price action. But as you can see, the day opened up, we came up, pulled back, then we went back up again, pulled back, and then we had this move right here where the last hour came and the stock just literally took off and skyrocketed. And with that big move there, it put us above some key trend lines that I've been tracking, which makes me think that this could have been a precursor of the bulls going into the next week. But at the same time, some additional confirmation is still needed. So I don't want to declare victory yet. But with this finish, it really put us in an interesting situation. So the first chart I want to start off with is just a 30-minute. And let me just get this. This is the first thing I want to focus, and I'm going to look at this on all the time frames, is this orange line here, which represents the 200 period simple moving average, meaning it's we're on a 30-minute chart, so it's 200 of these 30-minute time frames and average them together. And it's a good one to see who the overall kind of winner is, or champion is, whatever you want to say, within the stock. And obviously for the past few months, the bulls have been the champion, the bulls have been the winner, and it's been consistent. Just they keep pushing upwards and keep winning. However, if you look up here for the past few weeks, you can see that it's leveled off, and this leveling off here is implying that things are getting a little more shaky. Now the bulls are not falling apart, but at the same time they're not making any more progress, as can be seen by these resistance points here where the price kept hitting its head there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not a good thing either. It's just gone neutral with this flat moving average. Now keep this in mind. We've gone flat, but this flat, I want to show you what context this flat is. So now we're going to go up a time level to the 60-minute chart. So we're flat on the 30-minute, but in the bigger context. Now let's look at what we're doing here. As you can see back here, still up, but in the bigger time frame, and you know what I'm going to do. Let me get this a little bit more. In the overall context, we're still going up. So yes, the 30-minute we had leveled off, but if you go up to its bigger brother, the 60-minute, you can see that it's still pushing onwards and upwards. Not quite as steep as it was over here, but nonetheless, it is still trending upwards. So when looking at the 30-minute, we know that, okay, this is going sideways, but looking at the 60-minute, it's still going up. So this is kind of a bullish sidewayness, if I don't even know if that's a word, but if that makes sense. Going sideways, but when you look up here, remember this is the 30-minute, but then on the 60-minute we're going up. So this is a bullish sidewaysness. Whereas in another case, if we were going level on the 30-minute, however, the 60-minute, the 200 was going down, then that would be a bearish sidewaysness. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And I want to get this pattern drawn, or not pattern, but a couple different trend lines. The first trend line, let me extend this out a little bit, being right here at the top of these levels. There we have that. I'm using that high. And then to zoom in a little bit, there's another trend line we can use that kind of helps draw this pattern, and that is more of a downward sloping trend line. So we have this, then we can draw this sloping downwards, and this helps us create, and actually I'm going to change the color on that just so we can keep in mind that that's another trend line there. You can see that we have a wedge, meaning we have lower highs being made, but at the same time we have higher lows being made, and we have lower highs being made. So this shapes up a wedge because we're going like this and like this, and at some point we're gonna run out of space. But here, as you can see, there's still plenty of space. And if we're looking at this red line here, you can see that the end of today's push actually got us up above this trend line. We're still below this one though, however. So that's why I'm saying we need some more confirmation. We got a key step here and breaking above this trend line, but there's still more work to be done. And now to take this out to the daily time frame, let's zoom in here. Once again, here are these lines that I drew on the 60-minute. You can see that same thing's holding true. We have increasing lows, but decreasing highs. However, after today, we got to push above it. But we're still not above this black line here, so there is still work to be done. And on the daily, though, now we need to look at this right here. We are above it, which is a good sign. However, it is still sloping downward, so the overall context of the daily chart is still bearishness because we have this downward sloping 200-day simple moving average. So in the shorter time frames, um, we're we're mixed on the 30, we're bullish on the 60, and now we're bearish on the daily. So it really just depends on what sort of trader or investor you are. If you're a shorter term, then you care about the 30 and 60 minute. But if you're more of a swing trader, you probably just care more about the daily. So it really breaks down to what your individual strategy is. But if we can get above this level here going into next week, I'm looking for a nice bullishness on the Nasdaq, and hopefully that can help with the S&P and Dow Jones also. But we got step one completed here at the end of the day. Let's see if we can get step two done early next week. Thanks for listening.